Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So today we are going to be prepping the Miata for a trip to the pond. It's been about 2 weeks since the Polecat event. The weather wasn't great. So the downside, we didn't get a ton of laps. Bright side, we have not a whole lot to do on the car because we didn't really hurt anything or use any tires or anything. So I guess let's get after it. So first things first, we gotta get the car up on jack stands. We have some suspension stuff that we need to take care of. Shouldn't be too bad. And so this is step one. All right, so what we have here is the upper control arm from the Miata. So the rear upper control arm is modified to use an OEM eccentric bolt so that I can have camber adjustment in the rear independent of the toe adjustment. You know, I whipped up a design for these. Tiller now actually sells them, so if you need a pair, hit up Tiller. Essentially, when I was changing the axle at some point last year, pried it and actually cracked the weld around here. It's probably really hard to tell. Yeah, the weld on that's cracked. So I'm gonna just basically try to cut a little bit of a V into the weld area so that I can re-weld it back together. It's lasted Knuckle Up, Speed Sports event, and 2 Polecat events like this. The Midpond's pretty bumpy, so if it was a break anywhere, it'd probably be there. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up and put a couple welds on it. Hopefully it's not too bad. Yep, nice simple fix. I was a little bit aggressive on the weld, and so I had to grind it down so that the bolt would still sit flush, but got brand new weld off the back, brand new weld off the top. I just put a tack there just because my welding has gotten better over the last few years. These arms are quite a few years old at this point, so we're good. We can throw it back in the car. All right, let's see what we can do here. So that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought that was going to fight me or have something else go wrong, but that's done. So next up, we're gonna need to get the car all the way off the ground, not just one side, so that we can do the next thing. All right, guys, next up on the list of things to do, we're gonna put some Project Mu brake pads on. I was wanting to do a back-to-back comparison between the AutoZone Duralast to the Project Mu with handbrake and initial bite, but we didn't get a chance to do that at Polecat, so I'm just gonna go ahead and change them now. I will say these AutoZone pads have done me pretty well. Even the stock handbrake would lock. Obviously not as great or responsive as like a hydraulic handbrake setup, but my cable brake honestly perform pretty well with these pads. So if you're looking for like a cheap rear brake pad that is going to perform really well for handbrake and drifting, yeah, I would definitely say to try out these Duralast pads. Now, if you have the money for actually something nice, I would say probably go for something nice, but we're about to figure that out. We'll go ahead and sample this out, and I'll probably give you some feedback after the event and see how the Project Mu pads compare. So, but for now, let's go ahead and swap these in and see how they do.
Attempt to adjust the picture. We are control translate. If we wish to make it louder, we will.
All right, now before we put the rears on, got something to try out. So the 25mm spacers were just a little bit too much, so I went ahead and bought some 15s. I was gonna try these out again at Polecat, but with the rain and the weather and everything, I never really got a chance. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these on and then double check to make sure the wheels still fit okay on them, and then see if we can still clear the edges of the fender. All right, slight change of plans. The studs are sticking out too much, and so they're hitting the backside of the hub face, so I can't actually mount the wheel up, which I guess I could cut the studs, but then I would be forced to always run these spacers, which I don't necessarily want to commit to right now without actually seeing how they fit. So for now, I'm going to take them off and I'm going to run these wheels and tires without a spacer, and then I think the 195/50s that I have will be able to fit with the 25mm spacer. So I'll just keep the spacer with me and just change it out while I think of another idea of what to do here. All right, just like that, we are ready for Midpond. So I guess the next video is gonna be getting this thing all set up and taken there and doing some actual driving. So that'll be sick. Not a whole lot to prep since Polecat was very nice on the car, all things considered. So I guess we'll just get everything ready and get it all packed up and get some more driving. See you in the next one.